the rocky outcrops form in quite natural looking shapes with overhangs and things like that. And subsequently, mining into the stone will deform it in the direction that it has space to be deformed. So it'll sort of be depleted into itself and turned inside out where it can. And this lets you shape the rock into all kinds of wacky shapes. Lets you do things like ramps, and you can cut into it. You can cut what was a naturally formed, quite curved shape into a straight face. You can cut a ramp. You can cut a cave. It is using voxels, but it's using what we call smart cubes. It's a new invention of ours, and it gives us most of the advantages of say marching cubes, in that we can have quite natural shapes, but it also allows us to have quite angular shapes when we want to, and that lets us cut, I'll show you in a second, a very rigid, narrow 2 by 1 meter cave entrance here. I'm just doing a ramp here so you can walk up it easily. And that will allow us all kinds of options in terms of being able to mine a particular shape. It's probably worth noting that the effects and graphics you're seeing are still very much an early placeholder version, and you can expect those to be updated quite a lot before we get anywhere near close to letting players in. And the next great thing I want to show you is that you can actually sculpt the rock to quite an interesting extent. Make a little obelisk here. And that's just by mining into it. We'll be able to do other things in the future. The system of smart cubes is very flexible. The last thing I wanted to show you was the dynamic focus. Basically, whatever you're pointing at, your eyes or the camera focuses on, and everything else is slightly out of focus depending on the actual depth. And that gives us a great deal of depth perception that wasn't there before. It's a very subtle effect. It's not enough to drive you crazy or everyone to turn it off, but it does add to that feeling of depth and distance in the visuals.